the street alone. Her head was down, face locked onto her phone. And I wished I'd had a number so I could be color unknown. And then I tell her to look into my eyes and never let it go.
You totally didn't just hear me accidentally knock my wheel out of the PC and then reconnected a couple of times. Hello, how are we doing today? Is the webcam working? It's decided it wants the other webcam source today. I don't know why it does this. It just randomly decides which webcam source it wants to use. OBS, why? Better question. Dave, why do you have 2 webcam sources? Like, I think that's probably the better question of the 2. I want to check something before we really... Yes! Okay, this filter's going away now. Because... What the hell? Hang on, something's gone. Something went wonky there very quickly. Also, I have to pause the stream on minute, but because otherwise it throws everything into a jank. We're doing a straight swap. So there is a logic behind that million I've just added. The logic is I want an extra million. Do I have a pink tractor? Yes, but not for long. Here comes the Moo-mobile! As you get the cheat board up, do you mean the console commands? That's dev mode. Do I have a tractor? Yes. I also have €1,000,000 because I cheated in €1,000,000 just then. Didn't really need to, but I did. What is the mod? You will see. Perfect parking. Not the cow, not the cow, not the cow. I present you the cow. The pink rimmed cow, because let's change the rim colors. The cow! Right, back to the baling that we're supposed to be doing. Keep making that mistake and hitting the wrong button. Why? What do you mean, why? How do you get the console commands? You've got to enable dev mode. In the game XML, which I'm not going to go through that on stream, because that's a... It's easy, but it's not something that I can really talk you through on stream. Am I the only one who likes making the farmer wobble? There you go. Cows are for milk and beef, no for field work. I think you'll find that you are in fact wrong, farming boy, because an ox, famously known for having done field work, is actually a cow. Yes, I went to all that effort just to put it back onto the same... put effectively the same tractor on the same baler and just... suffer. And I think I may have chosen the wrong engine. Did I accidentally get like the wrong Valtra? N134. Just gonna go 174 real quick. Yes, I accidentally got the wrong Valtra. Right, cow attempt number 2. I would explain why it was struggling so much in the baler. Let's get these tires warmed up. Gotta make sure the tires are nice and warm before we can redo any field work. Do you need the Xbox game up to install Xbox games on PC? You need Windows 10 basically. Jack's like PewDiePie, so it's on the N series instead of the T series. Have I got Marwell? No. As far as I'm aware, Landy's the only YouTuber that has Marwell. NHF. Oxy's keeping it under tight wraps because, as Landy revealed yesterday, Giants apparently have like 200 mods in for testing, most of which are probably just reskins of in-game stuff and won't get passed through, which sucks, but it makes testing easy for them. Hey, it's just a reskin of an in-game thing. Bye-bye. So we're not kind of expecting Marvel until February. You wish you could get older John Deere's and New Hollands. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? But at the same time, would it really be something you want? These are the questions you must ask yourself. Do you... I know you want it, but do you want it? I'm looking forward to the day the conventional balers start coming out. Strengths in the world, good. I have no idea. I don't own it. So I'm not going to answer the question simply because I can't. I've heard it's good. Then again, I've watched Chris streaming it once, and he spent the better part of an hour looking at a train, being very confused by the fact that a train existed in Train Sim World. So I really don't know. I'm not even making up the Chris thing. He legitimately spent like an entire hour on a stream being confused by the existence of a train in Train Sim World. I think by the end of it he questioned reality itself. This is a much more sane speed to be bailing at than 6. Down from 40 to 20 euros. I mean, if you're into trains, it's probably worth the money. Will you see a new thumbnail tomorrow? Yes, I'm actually going to take it immediately after this stream to make sure that I have one. The only reason you didn't see one today was because I ended up actually meeting up with somebody on really short notice at about like 3:30. So that threw me just completely off. Still quite slow bailing. What? 6 miles an hour? That's quite quick bailing. GTA 5 a good game to buy? Good lord, you're one of the people that don't own GTA 5 yet. I mean, I don't play it, but I think it's a good game. I don't enjoy it, but that's my own personal preference. GTA Online is a complete and utter rip-off, though. That is just, oh my god, no. It's a big old ball and nope. So the plan for today is to finish off this contract that we started yesterday. And I'm just going to get an auto stacker temporarily just to do this, because I don't think any of us can really be bothered with me trying to manually stack all these bales. I will manually stack bales that I make that are going to be kept. But I'm going to sell all of these off, so it doesn't matter. In real life, you get 150 horsepower tractor, you pull the baler much faster than more like 18. It's probably a much smaller baler than that, though, or than this one quick. Bear in mind that you know, different balers require different horsepower and have different weights. So, for example, the Krone square bale, the one that only Farmer has, that requires a lot more horsepower than, we'll say, a class quadrant. You have a class quadrant. Yeah, that thing needs like 50 or 60 horsepower only. Hello, AC. Why did you call me face? By the way, if you haven't seen the channel update video that went up at 6 this morning, aka the usual video time, have a look at it, because it's got kind of a roadmap for the channel for the coming year, as well as me being very blunt and honest about how I feel about actually how I feel about how I did in 2018, as well as some kind of open, honest stuff about the channel and myself in general. It's one of the, I think, one of the more honest videos I've done ever. It's Scripted videos sound interesting. Yeah, I need to work on more scripts, and I actually want to... This is gonna sound silly. I want to change the program that I use to script, because I've realized that using Google Docs is great, but if ever I'm AFK, like if ever I'm out somewhere and want to do some scripting, I'll need to be connected to the internet with Google Docs, which isn't exactly great. So I'm gonna, I've downloaded like an Office thingy for my netbook / for my laptop. I'll call it a laptop, it's a bit easier because people understand what a laptop is. I've downloaded an Office thing, Microsoft Office, but fake, and free, onto my laptop, and I'll be using that. Are they basically around kind of, but not really? They're me going through talking points. Write it in Office and keep it in Google Drive. Why not write it on in Office and keep it on this? If autofocus wants to work. Autofocus doesn't want to work because it's made things worse. Keep it on this, my farming simulator memory stick. Which, oh, it's clicky! I didn't know this was clicky! Oh, this is my new favourite memory stick in the world. Comically, I have no idea how big this is. But if I forget the Farm Sim USB stick, I'll actually probably put it onto my keys or something. Because if I'm going out, odds are I'll have my keys with me. Right now, it's just kind of sat on the thing on my desk. Hey Gav, how's it going? It's going good. How's it going with you? That is real and it's called Earth. Thank you, by the way, Yanis. I wasn't even going to click spam because I like that too much to try and break it. It's the same with the Farm Sim pen. It's a good pen. I'm not going to click spam it. This is going to be quite a lot of bales, isn't it? This is... There's going to be significantly more bales than I thought. Oh, good to hear, Gav. By the way, if anybody's in Traff's Discord that is getting rid of, you're welcome. You are now called -8. How many monitors do I have? 2 and a 2 and a laptop. So 3, I guess. I've got one here, one over here, and one down here. Thank you, Yanis. Traff's doing what? He's deleting his Discord because he's swapping to a different Discord server. Why he couldn't just rename his Discord, I will probably never know. But he's moving his Discord server to a different Discord server. Because he can, I guess. So I decided that it'd be funny if everybody's called -8 and made him do it. And Mod-Hoster's security certificate expired again. That's a thing that happens every so often, Eddie Boo, don't worry. It's just that time of the, I guess, year, month, or whatever. Every few months that happens. It's as regular as the moon exploding. You get twin 27-inch ones. Turn your current ones sideways. Nice! I've got twin 21s and an 11-inch, 11.5 maybe inch laptop. Getting bit on the side and wall. Yeah, mod hoster's down at the moment because they forgot to renew their security cert again. If you go to modhoster.de, it'll work. It's just the English language site is down because they're terrible at renewing security certs. I eventually got words out. Certificate? What? If you've not been on Giant's mod up today, by the way, there has been a mod dump. What did I think about the mods today? Convenient question. I thought some of them were really cool looking. Some of them were really pointless looking. Some of them were just kind of good ideas, but not for me. And yeah, that kind of covers all three bases really. Some of them looked really good, some of them looked eh, some of them looked like good ideas that just weren't for me. Hey Dan. And me lost maybe later. Sim, remind me, are you working tonight? There's literally no reason why I'm asking this. I'm just curious. Giant grain shit is awesome. Do you know what I like? And I'm actually gonna just realize this is actually part of the reason I cheated in $1 million. Is if I go to placeables, I'm guessing it's gonna be in decoration. Yes. That is not big. But there were floodlights put on the mod hub today. So I'm going to go over to wherever it is my yard is. Here it is. Here's the yard roughly. There it is. And I'm going to put one spotlight here. Like this. And one spotlight here. Like this. And actually one spotlight here, like that. Does it shift? No. Oh well. How close can I get these to each other? Approximately that close. Are they actually touching? Surprisingly, I've trapped my cedar. There we go. And before I place that right in the middle of a bay on the shed. That shed is a front opening, so it's fine. Can you get a refund from Instant Gaming after using the code? Probably not. Because the code's gone, it no longer exists. Pearly Gates Farm. Well, let's see exactly how bright it's going to be at night over here. So let's just kind of stand, let's say here, and just set daytime 23. I see nothing wrong with the fact that my farm now looks like the surface of the sun. It's actually, I'm gonna be honest, this is surprisingly well lit considering it's me who did this. I'm actually impressed that I did something reasonably well for once. The only thing that I'd like to do in addition is pop down a medium one, like maybe over here somewhere if I can. I love that. You can't place it in the area that would make sense because it collide with something. But you... I floodlit that trailer! No, this is actually kind of perfect. Because then I can put one here. And put one here. And that is the entire yard fully lit at night. Okay, now it might be a bit bright. Holy crap. It might be a bit bright, like here. The truck is slightly glowing. Will it be visible? I think the truck might actually be visible from space. As will this tree. On the bright side, I know exactly where my yard is. Why have I... But they're not facing each other, look. This one is facing ever so slightly in this direction at this tree. This one is facing ever so slightly in this direction at that tree. So they're not facing each other. They're facing trees that are facing each other. I've maybe gone a bit overboard with the lighting. It's a shining beacon of hope, visible from 3 fields away. Just toggle. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's go up into orbit. No, it's not visible from orbit. It's visible from probably quite a few flight paths, though. That is one well-lit yard. I'm now tempted to do something similar if and when I buy the BGA, is just floodlight the damn thing. Because like it looks like it's gonna be difficult. No, that was the wrong button. Like, now that I've got the lights on in here... Oh. Now I've got the lights on in here, it's actually a very well lit yard. There we go, we'll just make it the middle of the day now. Oh, this is still Riverview, it's the same map as yesterday. Kinda looks like a love heart. Well hit! It is definitely on the bright side of things anyway. I'm never going to lose anything in that yard because it will just shine with... Imagine the electric bill. Not my problem. Like, I'm never going to be able to lose anything in that yard because it's just going to glow with all the lights that are there. That said, I'll probably still do stuff in that yard. Hey DMF, Happy New Year to you as well, dude. At least the farm has a bright future. Oh god, yeah, that's why. Hello, user. You enjoyed the channel update? That took me about half an hour or so to script. Well, no, it took me longer than that. It took me about an hour or so to script, and I did that all in one take. So I'm quite proud of myself that I did that all in one take. What did I have when I started YouTube? What do you mean, what did I have when I started YouTube? I had a computer and a microphone and that was about it. Bad internet. When am I going to do a multiplayer stream? Probably tomorrow. If you watched the channel update that went up this morning, you'd have known it'd be tomorrow or Sunday. That's the matter with the... Oh my god, Sim, no! Oh my god. Is nobody going to be providing any resistance to Sim? Tomorrow's Friday? Well then, not tomorrow, Saturday. Yeah, I'm moving multiplayer to be like a weekend thing. Nobody noticed my electricity puns and I'm slightly sad. Sim has the worst puns. So does Yanis, actually, because they both did the same thing. Got enough bales? This is for a contract, Bradley. This isn't me doing... This isn't me just derping about making bales for fun. This is an actual contract where the game wants me to make bales. Sim's actually been dead for 2 weeks. True fact. He is YouTube Jesus. So, he's actually been dead. And now he is risen from the dead. If I cancel the contract... yes, I do, actually, Alexander. That's a weakness with contracts, is you can just dump the... even grain contracts, you can just... ban people from chat who are trying to advertise themselves. You can, like, make piles of all the grain or all the sugar beets or whatever that you've just harvested, and then cancel the contract, get no money from the contract, but hey, look, you've got 50,000 litres of canola to sell! Few mods out today? Yeah, just a few. Sim doesn't like people that do that, so he does a bit of vigilante justice. You lose the money for missing crops. No, you don't, because you gain, like, you tried it. Ah, okay. Because I did it with potatoes before by mistake. Like, I had them in a trailer, cancelled the contract, and I had potatoes in the trailer still. How did I get the money cheat mod I have? It's called using the dev tools of the game. Oh god, what's the Gazzo link Sim put in? I don't have to tab out to do this anymore. What did you put in with Giazzo? Oh, Sim, why? Have you got banned from their channel now? Because if you haven't been, then they might not even be there. Like a certain someone we know of that may or may not have pre-recorded streams in the past and faked giveaways. Still keep the crop, but it takes the money away from the value of the crop, so you don't really make money. Oh! Didn't do that to me! That might have been something introduced since patch 1.1, because I did that glitch in 1.1. In the original, day 1 patch. So I might have... Yeah, there might have been shenanigans going on. Also, I've decided that I'm absolutely 100% using the auto stacker because there is no way am I manually stacking all of these. Oh, why did that just happen? Oh my god! Why, Wheel? Why? It's just gone to 100% center spring. Hang on, I've got to tab out of the game. And tab back in. And it's gone back to 100% center spring. Now it's disconnected. Why do you do this, Wheel? Calibrate. And now it's limited itself to 90 degrees. Ah, I see bail cannon is still a thing. Just when you thought I was going to be vaguely serious because I was talking about doing scripted videos and all this kind of stuff today. No, quick, it's just because I was bouncing something off the cable. I've got the wire for my laptop going across the cable, or the wire for the wheel, and they keep hitting each other and knocking the wheel out. Just when you thought that, you know, all my talk of like scripted videos and being vaguely serious, that I was actually going to turn into a serious channel. No! There's going to be serious videos, but no, I'm still going to be an idiot. Go for 2020, get Dave a new wheel. Go for 2020, get Dave an RTX 2080. That's kind of my goal right now, is to save up for an RTX 2080. For future-proofing reasons. And the raisins. Here we go. We've got most of a bale left in the chamber, but that's fine. Dave self sign phobia. No, because there's no signs on this map. Which makes me sad. The even sadder thing is that I know that when Giants maps die, they don't come back. They're just done for good. Probably be good for grass missions. It really would! It really would. That'd be amazing. As long as you had like 4 tractors and the patience to deal with follow me being weird. Interested to see what new AMD GPU will be capable of a 7nm processor. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, how processor progress. Now that they're really reaching the limits of what's possible. Like, the architecture's already nano technology. You got the Ryzen, it's amazing. Stop hitting everything, Dave. Good lord. You got Ryzen's amazing. See, I just don't like AMD right now. I still see them as just volcanoes that you put in your computer. I know that they're not anymore, but I still see them that way. That's the problem, is like AMD is such a bad rep that it's going to take a lot for them to kind of come back in my eyes. Probably shouldn't have bought that. Probably should have just leased it, but oh well. Made 5 gig. Oh my god. 5 gigahertz is insane. I know there are $9,000 GPUs. There's GPUs to fit all prices. Like, you can buy $20,000 computers that have quad SLI Titans for some reason, and they're expected to be used for gaming when a Titan is really a rendering chip or a rendering card. So, good luck playing games on your quad rendering card PC. You'll be able to do Blender like a breeze, though. Real-time rendering might actually be a thing. If you got a quad Titan, a quad SLI Titan rig, that's like rendering videos would be super fast. Rendering stuff in Blender would be super fast. Actually playing games, not so much, because Titans historically have not been gaming cards. They've been for rendering. They've been for high intensity uses, not I want to draw a man over there, please. You just found out there was a tank in the getaway. Do you mean the game or the movie? Because I distinctly remember The Getaway being a movie too. Unless I'm inventing stuff again. 8-core 12-thread AMD processor with turbo, no overclocking. Well, turboing is overclocking, it's just safe overclocking. Turbo mode is an overclock. Because it's running beyond its designed and intended clock speed. 16 threads even. I didn't know AMD were even doing hyperthreading. That's kind of interesting. This is the fun bit of picking up bales, is just waiting for the auto stacker to figure out that it's done. Threadripper 32 core 64 thread monster. Oh good lord, why? They have since Ryzen. That's why people keep going on about Ryzen's, because they're basically i7s. Okay, that makes sense to me now. I was wondering what the big deal was. It's because AMD finally caught up on the technology stakes, and they've basically produced a... I accidentally turned off the engine. They've basically produced an i7. Oh, dang it! I've just realised yesterday was a day of me being like brutally honest about myself. Because like I recorded the channel update yesterday, and that was me kind of ripping on myself for a good 5 minutes at the end, maybe a bit longer. And also during the stream yesterday I was talking about like my weight issues and the fact that I'm so lazy that they are genuine issues. Your Verizon 5 1600 6-core 12 thread beast, you're gonna overclock when you get your AIO. Are you sure that's a good idea? Because generally speaking, overclocking is not a good idea. Dodge Linus, I don't actually. Is that it full? Yes, that's it full. Right, where on earth am I going with this? The far end of the map. GG. I chose the worst possible contract, didn't I? Like, it's no wonder this was like 14 grand, because it's a big ass field that produces a lot of bales that have to be brought to the other side of the damn map. GG, Dave, GG. I'm gonna drive in cab because it's a bit easier to see. When did I last overclock? I've never overclocked, I just run my PC on turbo. And it runs, runs at reasonable temperatures. Consider, like I've got it water cooled, so it's not gonna run hot ever, hopefully. But when I'm like rendering a video, it's at full capacity. It can't do much more. This way. I regret taking this contract now. I really do. It's not as hard and dangerous to overclock anymore. It's always hard and dangerous. Hey, Woodshed! Overclocking is never going to be a safe thing because you're pushing highly sensitive electronics beyond their intended limits. Let's go this way. You done your build? The problem is like if I'm rendering a video, that's my computer basically running like in the 80s and 90s in terms of core temperatures. Processor do I have? 4790K i7. Which, at the time I built this PC, was the best one available. I have a tired today. I am very sorry for the yawns. Right. I think we're turning right here. Looks like there's a bridge down this way. But it also looks like there's a hole in the bridge. So, bridge would be good. Hole in bridge not so good. You don't need to do a newish build. Yeah, mine's not newish. Oh, stop yawning, Dave. You get this way, I think. Intel CPUs are uncompetitively priced compared to AMD's processors. Yeah, the problem is that Intel was historically just better. Hey, Beagle. Well, that's the real issue, is that Intel for the longest time just made better CPUs, better chips. This isn't going to be able to unload properly, is it? gonna take that as a no, not really. Hey, Dusty. The sports soccer team. I support Winners United Villa Town City FC. In other words, no. Right. How do I fix this mess? Have a look around Maypole. Yes, I have. I think... Yeah, I think dragging this down to the other end of the map might be an idea. Next stream, you're watching the video put out today. Yeah, that's kind of a good idea to watch that before, like, anything else I do for a while. Because there's some stuff being planned that is going to be just for people who expect me to do silliness and nonsense all the time. It's going to be a bit of a jarring situation when they kind of see the videos that I've got in my head. And the ideas that I've got running through my head actually come alive, because they're not silly. They're actually like I don't want to say like journalism, but they're kind of editorial video, talking point video kind of op-ed things. I don't know what to describe them as, but they're something that not many... I don't think anybody in Farm Sim is doing these kind of videos, so... you know, it'll be something unique on the channel at least. Script videos around things. Yeah, I've got like 3... Silver News is different. Silver just covers news. Mine are going to be... I probably won't, Dusty. They're going to be kind of themed around Farm Sim and kind of agricultural genre kind of things. I've been watching since FS15. Have you been watching that long, quick? Dude! It seems, like, my channel now seems old because people have been watching for, like, through 2 entire games already. Doesn't help that I didn't sleep last night, so I'm super tired. Went to bed and just could not get to sleep, so got out of bed again and I was like, yeah, this is gonna have to do. I think I'm on 3 cups of coffee so far today. Yeah, you would have been, Dave. You would have been here since like the tail end of Entombment. Because I think you missed it at the very start where I was kind of crapping on the map a bit to an extent. The bits that I didn't like, I crapped on. Although now I'm kind of coming around to the bits that I didn't like, comically. I think FS15 Dave was wrong. Dude, there's a lot of people that go back and rewatch that entire series. Because, like, I genuinely feel like that's the best series I've done on the channel yet. It's also actually one of the reasons that I feel like I just didn't put in the effort in 2018. Is like I remembered that series and I'm like, well, I've not come close to doing anything even vaguely as good as Vintonman was. in terms of just idea and execution. I've not done anything as good as that yet, or since, and I kind of feel bad about that because I really should be improving one. In fact, I'm just kind of... There's a bale stuck onto the ground there, isn't there? Cavalier Roy, if you're watching, the bale sell point's broken. Okay, how many bales are stuck under the ground? Apparently just the one, which is good. It isn't ideal though, because obviously there's a bale under the ground. Also, holy cow, this thing's got a lot of polys. Dang it, dang it. Right, I've got a new plan for the bales, and it's going to be even more annoying than I initially hoped. I think wireframe view is amazing, because you get to see a bit more detail than... I kind of almost feel like you see more detail than actually exists, even though you see a lot less. It's great for troubleshooting stuff. Like just then, when I was seeing how many bales were stuck under the ground. It's at least one, because if there were others, they might have actually just fallen off the underside of the map. Right, away we go again, back to the field to pick up more bales, and this time I'm just going to dump them outside of the sell point and shove them in with the telehandler so that none of them get stuck under the ground. It also means we can do multiple runs now. That's not how a tractor works, Valtra. Oh no. Oh. I'm sorry for insulting you, Valtra. Please. Please be nice. Please be... I'm sorry for insulting you. Will you please be nice to me, Valtra? I mean, that's nicer. Dave rocking the Cavalier. I was always going to rock the Cavalier today. When this thing released, of course I was going to use the Cavalier. Thumbnails were quite good. Everything about that series was just good. Like, the thumbnails were good, the ideas that I had were good, I think the roleplay itself was good. The characters, because you guys love them so much, were brilliant. At least on Marvel you can drive through the edges, yeah. I think they've got the magic edges again. Although I've not got confirmation about that. So, if you start ramming them with combines, they go straight through. Not my fault. Blame Oxy. Landy was quite frustrated with that video, by the way, because I think... last time I counted, he'd recorded it like 3 different times. Because he recorded it the day that he got the map. And he got about halfway through and I think Jess wanted him for something, so he had to stop. Oh no, just came home from shopping and he had to go and help. The second time that I know of, he had it fully recorded and the Oxy just changed half the map. So he had to get stuck again. Or he had to delete that and start over. And then this latest time or the last time was the one that you guys actually saw. I got the new island stuck in the air traffic. Was it me that got it stuck, or was it one of the characters? I can't remember. I still enjoy the fact they were just invented so that I had an excuse to use courseplay. That's why Sergey's an alcoholic and Quentin's an idiot. It's just covering up the fact that courseplay is stupid. At times. Most of the time. Almost all the time. Coursplay's coming out in... I can't remember what they're calling it. I think it's like an alpha or beta soon, and it's going to be horrifically broken. But they're bringing it out in an alpha form or in an early access release form kind of thing on their GitHub, which... Okay, you do you, Courseplay guys. But it's not... It's not working yet, from what I've been hearing. Right, that was 16 bales we just moved, and the field still looks quite full of bales. Right, let's kind of cut a line here and see how we do. Where's your farm? Quentin's farmer's voice. Yeah, that was a series that just wasn't popular for some reason, and it kind of made me sad. Because that was a lot of fun to record, because I got to be an idiot 90% of the time. Even more than I usually am. And the running joke where Quentin had no idea how to pronounce Sammy, so he just kept pronouncing it a different way every single time. I think I settled on him pronouncing it same, because he knew the word same, but he didn't quite know that it was pronounced differently with Sammy. And it was funny watching people get really annoyed in the comments. Because the entire intention of that was to just annoy people in the comments. I know sometimes I'll jump in ahead of potential comments. If I know there's going to be a troll comment, I'll see it coming in advance and usually like say, don't just do the troll comment. Okay, so that's 32 bales, and there's probably actually another 20 or 30 left. This field had a lot of grass in it. This field had good yield. I got a bit stuck. There we go. I will, by the way, be finishing the stream pretty much bang on 7 o'clock tonight. Just because I want to, basically. How big is my bale? 6 belingos is one bale. Why is YouTube causing me stress when I'm only this size? Because I'm neurotic. It's like I want to do the best that I can and to get as many views as I can and to get subscribers and to grow the channel, and it's proven to be a real challenge for me, and it's sometimes it gets on my nerves and I get super stressed. Sometimes I'll just sit back and be like, ah, the channel's dying again. Just an example, like last month, December. That was the single worst month for subscribers that I've ever had on YouTube. I had a look at Social Blade this morning, actually just before the stream, and through the entirety of the month of December I gained 12 subscribers. It's if something I really want to work doesn't work that I get really stressed because I'm like, okay, that's my best idea right now, how can I fix this? Hey cameraman! 1050 GTX would probably, yeah. GTX 1050 is probably about the same as the 960, so yeah. And keep in mind that, like, I can, I've forgotten what I was going to say.
Hello, Dave.
Hi, man. Thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you enjoy us today. Keep in mind the fact that my sleeping pattern sucks ass, and there's limited time that I really can record in, and I have a very limited window where I can record videos, and that stresses me out. So, like, there's a lot of stuff that adds to it and doesn't help at all, but it's kind of everything that I said I want to do for 2018, including, like, the obvious exercise that I was talking about yesterday, the getting up earlier, the being healthier in general. Massey, I am using that. I do have the mass adjustment mod in the game. And it's active right now. But, yeah, all the stuff that I spoke about in that video this morning is that I want to do for this year. That's all linking in together, like it all kind of forms a nice little bundle of things what I should have done a long time ago. What wheel do I have? I've got a Logitech G27 wheel that I got just before the G920 or the G29 G920 released. Because I didn't trust them at the time. Simply put. How to use the mass adjustment mod? It's just in game. You just pop it in, it's active. It changes how the game sees something or other, and changes the numerical value of it to double what it actually is in game, so that it's what it should be. Too many trees. Yeah, I'm kind of with you there, Jordan. Apparently, the trees used to be poplars, which would make a lot of sense. Oh, it's because that's still going up. Apparently, the trees used to be poplars, which would have made this a bit less of a cluster. But with them all being like, I think they're beach or something now, it turns the entire area into just one massive cluster of I can't see a damn thing. Cavalier Roy is working on, or has worked on fixing it for the new version of the map that's on its way. Because it is silly. Hello, look. How many scripts do I actually have on the go right now for the channel? Three that I'm actively working on, one that I want to work on after I finish one of them. So when I said, you know, the scripted videos might be a while in coming, I've just kept having ideas on different scripted videos I could do. So the first one is possibly / probably going to be about cattle and crops, like where that's been, where it's gone, where it's going, the mistakes that have been made by cattle and crops, the problems, you know, cattle and crops is an inherently flawed game, and there's no way I can be positive in that video. I'll try, but at least if I back everything up with like, this is why, you know, this isn't good. This is why this isn't good. This is why this isn't good. And there's historical precedence for pretty much every mistake Cattle and Crops is making, which is the really annoying thing. Is it you know, other people already made those mistakes. Why are Cattle and Crops making the same ones? Hello, Chris. Spudputer is ad PC. On that note, 3 ads coming at you, yo. A triple tap. Specs are... can't remember off the top of my head, so I'm gonna cheat. Nightbot has my specs. At least it should. Nightbot? Nightbot? You didn't get any ads. Oh, dang. Nightbot, you're supposed to use the command! Might have deleted the specs command at some point. Oh no, there it is, 5 minutes after I put it in. I guess on top of the specs are now HP netbook. That is just a Spudputer, which is it's amazingly bad. I kid you not. I genuinely kid you not. The netbook that I have struggles to load YouTube. Like it actually chugs when I open up Edge, which is the only browser that it wants to use. Tried to install Chrome on it and it threw an absolute fit, so I'm not even bothering anymore. Just using Microsoft Edge because of the browser that it wants to use, because it came pre-installed with Windows. And it's not a bad browser. It's not a good browser. It's probably the best browser that thing can run. Does more RAM help? Not for gaming necessarily, but for like rendering out videos, absolutely. That's why Landy wants to get more RAM. Is you'll notice actually that a lot of streamers and YouTubers will just have these like hilariously huge RAM numbers of like, oh yeah, 16 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of RAM. 16 gigs is just a gaming PC now, though. But you'll see 16, 32, and I think there's even a few people that have 128. And it's just like, it's far too much RAM. You'll never use all of the RAM. But that's kind of the point, is it prevents your computer from really chugging all that badly. I've accidentally perfectly calculated this so I pick up these 3 bales over here. With the video editing, lots of mods, yes, but lots of good mods, not so much. So when you know it's under 28 gig, I'm not really surprised. It won't be too long, I don't think, until we start seeing like 16 gig RAM sticks come out. It may already exist, but I've never seen one in the wild. Or 32 gig RAM sticks, or 64 gigs, and it's just like, it wasn't that long ago that the very first computer we owned in this house was a Dell with a Celeron, not a Celeron, a Pentium 4, and it had a 60 gigabyte hard drive, which in the year like 2000, 2001, because it was an XP computer, back then, 60 gigs was massive. That was huge. That was insanely big. I'm gonna actually open my phone real quick because I've got something fun that I can show you guys. So back then, a 60 gig hard drive was the best you could get. And that was seen as like way too much. This teeny tiny memory card that the camera doesn't want to focus on because it's being a git is 128 gigs. This little speck right by my face is 128 gigs of memory. Solid state memory at that. And it's twice the size of the hard drive that was in the computer that had a huge hard drive back in the day. Hey GD, another fun little fact. It's a well-known fact, but it's still a fact. It doesn't change the fact that it's a fact. Is that this phone? Yes, we do have CEX in Ireland, which I know that's not how it's pronounced, but it's how I'll pronounce it. No, I was going in the right direction. Just gonna do a loop around this tree. This phone has more computing power than the computers that put man on the moon. It's not as specialized as the Apollo guidance computer, but it's a lot more powerful than the Apollo guidance computer. It's fun little things that you kind of learn over time. Like the Apollo guidance computer being what we'd now consider just absolute garbage as a computer. Like back in 1969, that was absolutely bleeding edge, state-of-the-art technology. I mean, you could reprogram something in space to a certain extent. And phones have been as like more powerful than the guidance computer for several years now. Having an accident again. Down off the hedge, damn it. Phone has a quad-core CPU, 64 gig storage, 4 gigs RAM. That's more than my netbook. My netbook has 2 gigs of RAM and a dual core. Which is one of the reasons that it's a computer. It's got absolute it's got absolute garbage specs. But I don't need it to. I don't need it to be any good. Now we have a history lesson on computers. I mean, you guys know that I like history and I like just these random facts that kind of come out of looking at history in different ways, like how computers have developed. I mean, there was it IBM, the CEO of IBM, said that in the year 2000 every company would have one computer. Just the one. Why did I buy it? Because I wanted a way to write stuff that wasn't tying me to my chair and to my room. So I have that in the form of the Spudputer. It can't do much else, but it can write stuff. And that's... I can do ads in YouTube as well. And I can monitor chat through if I really want to. But that's kind of like when I need to emergency mod. I no longer have to tab out a game. I can just look over down there and go to it. Your maths teacher told you the same computer power that was in the first spaceship is the same as modern calculator. Modern calculators are much more powerful than V2. The V2 is effectively guided by some ball bearings, really. There was no real guidance computer as such, it was just they pointed in a direction, fired it and hoped that it hit somewhere near where they wanted to hit. Hey Hoxie. We're talking about the history of computers. Because, yeah, I don't know, we've just had weird topics the last couple of days. And the V2 was a lot more accurate than the V1, which they literally just set off and hoped that it hit somewhere that was useful. Do you mean the R7 rocket, which was intercontinental ballistic missile? Yeah, that was a really dumb thing as well. And Sputnik the first Atlantis. No, I mean like the Apollo guidance computer, Sputnik the first satellite, which was just a radio beacon. Stuff like that. The V1 was guided by gyroscope. Yes, but the gyroscope was kind of a bit dodgy, and they basically just kind of lit the... No, don't do that! No, don't, no, why? No! Stop, please, no! Don't do that, no, don't, please stop, no, please! Okay, back up you go. I hit the wrong button, and it made me wait for 5 minutes. Okay, now you have unloaded the bales. Well done, Auto Stacker. You did a thing. Now I just need to get my RAM, also known as the Manitou, and I've put those bales in a really bad spot. The reason, if you're wondering, that I'm going through the shed with the Manitou, and I actually even have the Manitou over here in the first place, is because the auto stacker's too big for the shed. And it breaks things, and there's currently a bale stuck in the ground as a result of the auto stacker not fitting in the shed and me not realizing that until it was too late. Should you buy a good keyboard? If you want to, I guess. You don't have to break the bank on a good keyboard, or even a good mouse. Actually, you might have remembered, if you're in my Discord, first off, you should be. Well done. But you might remember me saying last night in the general chat that my mouse is dying, it's having that Logitech clicking issue. I do have that repaired, but I then got neurotic and bought a new mouse anyway. And it cost like a grand total of just over €30. Where's the trigger? Oh wait, these are both spiked, there we go. We're just over a quarter of the way done with the transporting. Elnick Phillips, I don't think so, but I have heard via Landy and a reputable source that there are about 200 mods in the testing list currently. So it's probably best that there isn't a testing topic, because it would be hellishly just like, what about this one, and what about that one over there, and what are those? It wouldn't be fun to be anywhere near for several weeks. You got 12 today, that's a lot. Not compared to the 200 that were in the queue, but yeah, 12 is a lot. Also, props for counting them. You'd spend about £100 max on a keyboard and mouse. I think I've spent about 80. A mouse that I buy, I can't remember the name of it because it's some weird Chinese mouse, but it's apparently quite good. I'm gonna preface this by saying I like having reprogrammable buttons on my mouse so that I can macro stuff. It's got 12 programmable. Is it 12 or 18? It's got an insane amount. It's 18 reprogrammable keys, including a numpad that goes from 1 to 12. And that's with, like, I think it's 6 different profiles I can have on it, each of which can have its own key bindings. mapped up, so yeah. I've maybe gone a bit overboard with the... how big is this mouse? It didn't look too much bigger than the one that I have now, which is a Logitech G402. But it might be a small bit bigger because it's gonna have 12 buttons on the side. How did I do this? Get out from under there, you get. Chinese plus good equals oh my god. Chinese is usually good though. Spent like €20 for both yours. Yeah, this is the cheapest keyboard and mouse combo I've been using in quite a while. Because I'd love to say, you know, oh, spend more on a keyboard and more on a mouse because it's worth it because you'll get benefits. Really, I tend to murder mice anyway, so there's no point in me getting a super expensive one that I'm going to kill within a year and a half. When I can just buy a half-decent mouse for €30. I'm going to do... Why would I do an unboxing on a mouse? A mechanical switch is worth the money. I would say yes, but that's because I've got a mechanical keyboard and I've always wanted one. It comes down to personal preference. Mechanical switches are a lot more reliable and less likely to wear out than rubber domes. But it's kind of sticks one half to the other, doesn't the other, because they tend to be quite noisy if you get the wrong kind, and I've got fake Cherry Mix Blues in mine, and it is just insane. Trigger in the barn is tiny. The problem isn't even the trigger, it's the barn itself is too small for the auto stacker. Like, it's just too short. So that's why I've got the Manitou over here, and I'm just shoving bales around. Instead of just auto-loading them into the shed, the trailer literally doesn't fit, and last time I did it, the bale ended up in the ground. So there's a bit of a lack of trust going on. You're gonna get some, so she's get like reds or blacks or browns. Reds are quite good. Browns have a lot of sound dampening. I think the differences between reds, blacks, and browns are basically just the travel range they have. I think even yellows. You're looking at getting browns. Browns are probably a good idea. Then again, I would say that, like any mechanical keyboard, if you're going to be doing a lot of typing or stuff, or just a lot of using of the keyboard, mechanical is so much of a nicer feel than rubber dome or anything else you can get, capacitive even. Just, there's a satisfying feel to when it clicks. It's 79% transport. And it's the best review I've ever had. Thing is like, back in those days where I was doing like first looks on maps, and I was a bit clueless, frankly, I would crap on random stuff and then other stuff that I just randomly like. So there's no consistency behind anything with those. 82% transported. You need macros for video editing. Don't get a cheap don't get a cheap keyboard then, because a lot of the cheaper ones don't have macro keys. Mine does, but I have no idea how to set them up. Okay, Wheel, you can just sit down on the desk now, because you've annoyed me now. Well, they're also further. It's because, like, nobody had actually put that on a map. Everybody was being generic and using the in-game stuff. Nobody was using the DLC stuff, and it just made it interesting to see the DLC stuff. Something else that I never saw and will never see again. I didn't never see it because I saw it in a few maps. Something that I rarely saw was somebody actually using the difficulty mode with the vehicles. Because the way that it used to be, you could actually set specific vehicles to difficulty mode. So on easy you could start with the biggest equipment in the game, and hard you could actually start with the smallest equipment in the game if you really wanted to be an evil map maker. What other things after I use? Adobe Premiere Pro. Because it is the wood. I hear you've been tormenting Mr. Landykid, Oxy, making him re-record the Marwell video several times. I'm gonna be happy. What am I gonna be happy about? Two new demos already made. Hey! Computer had a use. Do you know, I've not watched his video, and I'm going to return to my mean ways of, like, not watching anything about the map until I have it in my hands, because there's something magical about, to me, about the first video or first, you know, the setup of the map being me going in completely blind and having to figure out what on earth I want to do. I did quick. That's why I went over to Spudputer. It doesn't necessarily spoil it, but it kind of, I like that magic of I have no idea where I am, what I'm doing, or what I want, and just kind of I've got a vague idea of the equipment sizes I want based on the PDA, and a vague idea of what I want to do. But you know, I don't want the magic to not be there. And that's something that I just love about going onto a new map, is the complete blind magic. Man, yeah, you never get that in your own maps, because you know every inch of the damn thing. That's it, quick, like, it is mean to Landy that I, like, if and when he's streaming it before it's out, and I don't have the map, that I just won't watch, but it kind of, I'd prefer to have the magic than to watch Landy, if that makes sense. Because like, I enjoy a map more when it has that little bit of magic at the very start, where I know nothing about the map and all I know is like the PDA and a few pictures. Oh, you should have renamed the actual map file Chellington.i3d. just in his version, just Chellington.i3d, Chellington.zip. Big sign at the front of the farm saying, "Welcome to Chellington." And the best thing is, like, most of that, nobody would know other than you and Landy. Or possibly, like, everybody in TeamSpeak. As he opened it up, swore and called you all sorts of names. It would not be PG. I know Landy well enough to know that it would not be PG. How you doing, dude? Favorite map ever was Naval Extended. Quick Cubed. I'm gonna ruin that magic for you a small bit. That map was not very good at all. Turns out the internet believes it was Apollo 11. What about Apollo 11 farming? Because memory of a goldfish with amnesia here. What the hell were you talking about that was Apollo 11? Have all the LEDs failed in this? No. Ow. I've slightly blinded myself. Calculator. If it's a graphing calculator, then yes, it is most likely more powerful than the Apollo guidance computer. It is almost definitely more powerful than a Mercury capsule. And very likely more powerful than a Gemini capsule. Hey, Robzilla. So the problem with Challenging Extended was it was kind of... I don't want to say rushed, but it wasn't really finished ever. Like, Tom got to a certain point with it, and then his busy season started, and it all went to pot. And he just kind of said, well, that'll do, and threw it out there. Like, there were things that just plain didn't work on that map. So, you know, no hate to Tom whatsoever. But that map needed more time than he gave it, unfortunately. Hey, David. You have small equipment, tight yards. The problem with tight yards is that... Whoa. This thing... Oh my god, just a fish thing. I did see that Oxy, and his new map looks really nice. Irish, I have not seen that video, nor will I. We were just talking about this before you came in. There's a... I don't know even if other people have this, but like when a new map comes out, there's this lovely moment when I first load in where I have no idea where I am, what I'm doing, or like where anything is. And it lasts a little while, but watching like pre-release content on a map, when I don't have that map to have had that moment of magic, it just kind of... It detracts from it. It takes a bit away from the map for me. I know that there's plenty of people who have that same opinion, like they don't want to spoil the map. You can't open a blank map in GE at the moment. Make sure you're using an FS17 spec blank, or FS17. Good lord, force a habit. Make sure you're using a 19 spec blank map. Hey, SRF. That was all is good. I'm really glad tomorrow's Friday, actually, because I forgot to record Project Cars again. So I can do that tomorrow. Here's the best blank map. Oxy, can you... I'm sure you can, but is it possible to blank off the the default maps, because that's probably the best blank map you'll get. Is just blank off, just flatten out the default maps and move stuff around so that it's either not there or moved somewhere else. Hey, Farmer Campion. Historically, the best thing to do wasn't to download a blank map, though everybody did it. It was to make your own from the Giants maps. And that's how the blank maps people downloaded were made in the first place. It was just a Giants map blanked off. Well, yeah, you can just delete everything out of the i3D, I guess, and deal with that problem later. But you can, in theory, at least blank out the Giants maps. Come on. You can see now why I'm not using the auto stacker in the shed. It's literally just because it doesn't fit. This works, kind of. Giants new map? Oh, Estancia? You would have to change almost every texture in Estancia though, and get rid of the baked-in mods that came with it. That's the problem with, like, using... Something I'd see with using Estancia is, like, almost every texture would have to be changed to not be orange. Use that to learn things? But... yeah, that's where there's an advantage in Estancia, is you can use it as a learning tool. Could you sell, please, Bales? Because, like, you're kind of... I kind of need the forks. It would be kind of useful if I got... Thank you! Contract on Field 38 finished. Which means that the bales we have here are bonus bales. If I can leave without grabbing all the bale... Hey! Peter, that's... Myself and Landy were talking about this last night. We're not expecting Marwell to be out until, like, February, with the backlog of mods there is at the moment. And that's at the very earliest, so don't take that as a... Oh, but RainbowDave said it would be out in February. Don't take it as that. It's like... That is really the earliest guess we have. That is even vaguely realistic. These bales are 76 euros a piece. Who is buying hay for that much money? Also, we can actually go and complete them. Yeah, you'll probably have your next map ready by the time it's actually released. Do I know if it's possible? Yes! GD, the annoying thing, though, is you need to know exactly where every bit of the game is. Because I've had to do it a couple of times. And the easiest thing to do is obviously uninstall it, and then go into your Steam folder on your computer and delete the folder for that game. Then you can do a completely blank reinstall. Because it annoyingly leaves the folder. And then any kind of proprietary folders that it creates. So with Farm Sim, you'd have to delete the entire Farming Simulator 19 folder. Hey! Am I? I'm doing good. Bit tired, but good. How are you? Also, usual request, guys. Let me know when Landy's live, because I just noticed it's 5 to 7. And a bit of an unusual one. Yeah, it's a pain in the rear end to do that. If you haven't seen this morning's video, the channel update, I strongly recommend you watch it. It's kind of, I look forward to 2019 and some of the plans that I have. Not all of them, because I haven't come up with some of the plans yet. As well as a very, very honest and blunt look back at how I think I did in 2018. Because I think it's worth reflecting on, for me, the mistakes that I made last year, so that I don't make the same mistakes this year. Did I have a good Christmas and New Year? Yeah, I had a really nice, relaxing time. That's why I didn't stream. Like, I was sleeping so much, too much, and I was just chilled. It was nice. I played a lot of X-Plane, and I probably will play a lot of it. I'll probably do a couple of flights tonight after the stream. I'm too tired to record, so that's not happening tonight. But I might do a couple of flights in X-Plane and my Cessna. How was your Christmas, Aiden? Did you have a good Christmas and New Year yourself? Christmas and New Year in this house is hilarious. Because like Christmas Day, the house is just turned upside down because we've got to pull the table out for the, like, one of 3 times a year that we actually use the damn thing. And, like, rearrange the entire living room so that the table will actually fit. New Year was actually worse because my sister's friend was down for New Year, and we only have 4 seats we only have 4 chairs that go at the table. So on New Year's Day, I had to grab this chair that I'm sitting on right now, lift it over my door because the only way that it'll fit out of the bloody room. Blaze replays! I do remember you, dude. And bring it downstairs, and then to try and get it back into my room, I had to actually tidy my room on New Year's Day because it was the best opportunity I had. So there's a few bags of rubbish just actually sat beside me at the moment. Hey, Ford GT, Happy New Year to you as well. Hope it's hope 2019 is good to you. I don't have a good memory. You were just in so many bloody streams that people who are in a lot of streams I don't tend to forget. I've been pretty good, pretty busy. I've done some insane stuff over the last little while, including going to Germany, which that was insane. I still can't believe that happened, to be honest. I still can't believe the first time I played FS19 was half asleep in the Giants' office. Is FS19 any good? The Giants was a huge thing, but that was right at the end, and honestly I think the criticisms I have of myself for 2018 are fair, because I did a lot wrong last year. Especially the whole, like, jumping on people thing. That was not good. That was dumb as hell. They're not working hard enough. That's just a personal thing that I really feel like I should put more effort into the channel. Because a lot of the videos I did in 2018 were just me sitting down for half an hour and recording and saying, that's a video, they're done. And they were usually recorded way too late for them to be any good. Backlash of Valley View. Dude, when I was looking at that, I opened it and Lenny was telling me, like, you're gonna be really disappointed with Valley View, Dave. You're gonna be really disappointed. I opened it up and said, something was wrong with Dusty when he was making this map. Something was just wrong. Something wasn't right. Because that wasn't you. That wasn't your normal standard at all. Hey, Mikhail Chiasla. His name I may or may not have butchers. Butchers. What are butchers? Hey, Rainbow DK. Happy New Year to you as well, dude. So happens you mod just because you see that's the problem. That's what the problem was then. You're doing it for the sake of it, not because you wanted to. Because we literally sat down for about 20 minutes when I was going through that map. And we were trying to figure out what went wrong. Polish name, very cool. I'm just not good with letters that don't exist in the English language, with like the S with the accent over it. So nothing like how you imagined it before starting. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that I never finished an S, because that would have been a. I'm not going to finish that sentence because there's no way I can talk about that map in a PG way. That would have been a mess. I'm not going to use the words that I want to. I can kind of use them. A flippin' crap show. Just less PG than that. Really glad that I decided to just quit it. Yeah, Twitch language for that one. Because it's just... It's one of those times where I'm glad that I decided to quit while I was ahead. Do I like Polish people? Yeah! In my experience, Polish people are a bit mental. I like that about them. Then again, my experience was with Mafia Solek, so... That may not have been the best experience of Polish people. They just took over the Giants' office for the couple of days they were there when I was there. It was just absolutely insane. Like, a genuine question, is Mafia Solek like a good representation of Polish people? Also, is Mafia Solek like 3 guys? Because there were 3 guys... Yeah, 3 guys that were... As far as I was aware... Because I don't know these Polish channels. As far as I was aware, just all Mafia Solek. But it might have been Mafia Solek and 2 of his friends, for all I know. Nice guys, though. I like them. They understand Mafia Solek. They, could speak a small bit of English. I could speak absolutely no Polish, so, I spoke very slowly, and in an attempt to neutralize my accent even more than I usually do, so that hopefully they could understand what the hell I was trying to say. Your parents have Emmerdale on? Well, it's 7 o'clock. Is Landy alive, by the way? Because he should be. He should be at this point. But yeah, for the most part, I had absolutely no idea what the Mafia Solek guys were talking about. Because they were talking in Polish to each other, and I don't understand Polish. Repeat the word in Polish. Are you trying to make me swear? Do not trust. Usually when people say repeat this word in another language, it means something that's not very PG. That's nothing against you, that's just from past experience, by the way, Mikhail. So don't take that personally. I just have this inherent distrust of people asking me to say things in other languages that I don't know, because usually it's them asking me to say rude words to them. And he's not live yet. Wow, he's being lazy. But I think that's going to be where I'm going to leave off for today, because I am very tired and I want to fly a plane for a bit. So I'm going to... How do you open the Felsbrunn? How do you do the Felsbrunn? Yeah, I am very tired and I want to fly a Cessna. And get something to eat. So I'm going to call it a stream here, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe and eat a banana. If you didn't, eat 2 bananas and say ooble dooble 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 really quickly for about 5 minutes. What? I'll be by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 19 on Riverview. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, I've already gone through that bit. Dave, you've already been through that bit. Until next time, stay safe. And I'll probably be a bit more sane tomorrow. Bye-bye. I'll at least know what day it is tomorrow.